It's the NFL on EA Sports, and this one features Josh Jacobs. He was steady for him on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the 49ers and the Packers, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other... The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by their 6-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
That's some strong running. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 24 carries, 129 yards, and he threw a touchdown in there for good measure.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Now Purdy. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Jacobs going to try the middle, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You look at this Packers defense. They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Purdy now to throw. And that is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 41. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll set up to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Hill going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16, and another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Oh, fighting off the defender. Down to about the 45. You look at this Packers defense, and they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
This defense for the Packers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Purdy. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Packers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. But they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will, 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Packers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area. So it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. This is taken at the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
So from the 37, here's 2nd and 3. And they'll go on the ground. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Another it down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Tough running there before being wrangled down shy of the 15. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Fielded at the 20. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
At the 32-yard line.
Shotgun now with Purdy. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First down, San Francisco.
On 1st down, Purdy. Left side to Lamb. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, it's Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there, and they end up making the play. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Purdy off the play fake. And that one to the right side and incomplete. Right on the coverage, we just saw him break out on 3rd down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass. And his kick is right there. It's good.
So add 3. All told, after the safety, it's a 5-point swing. That could have turned out much worse.
Well, you don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I do believe you're right. A 9-point swing hurts. 5 points, much more manageable, especially in a tight game like this.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. Remember, they were operating with a 5-point lead last time they had it, but now, following the safety and a field goal on the other end, back to a tie game as they start over 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fair catch called for in May, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense. Walk out here, man.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a 1st down. Roughing, it is a 1st.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. This one he stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Purdy looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Purdy's throw pulled in by Lamb. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Lamar Jackson has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass there. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Jonathan Mingo with a touchdown catch from Bryce Young. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Setting up a screen for Stevenson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Purdy's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 92 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they used the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Packers offense set to go. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here and try to tie this football game. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
3rd down and 4.
They'll set up a throw. That is caught. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 8 and a first down.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That good for 22 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense is strong in coverage. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
They will run the draw with Jacobs. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
This is 2nd and 8.
At their 49-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up the 3rd down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Purdy's throw pulled in by Kittle. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the 12-yard line.
Purdy now to throw.
And he rifles one incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
That's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
116 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard.
Purdy.
And he fires one incomplete.
He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there.
And now it's 3rd down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now on first down, it's Purdy.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's Purdy.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Desmond King picks it.
And the Packers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 5. Purdy now to throw off the play action.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Throwing here, Purdy.
Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle from 6 yards away.
And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man on the out route. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline.
That's good. Packers, 1st down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd down and 4.
They'll look to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them, and they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So the Packers down by 11, 1:50 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Checking this down to Stevenson.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Back to throw again. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's brought down.
Well, they need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. He'll go underneath here to Stevenson.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the 49ers are going to get the football back.
Purdy down to a knee, and that should be the final act of the ball game. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for the Niners, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, the turnaround